Hey guys, Chris Clothier here with another episode as your host of the Grind Podcast. My team in meeting and getting ready with all these podcasts. Of course, they got my Grind T-shirt on, which I'm so excited about our new swag. And they told me that with this episode, this topic, I had to turn it up. So I told them I was going to bring a little more energy to the podcast today, a little spin there for everybody watching. This is what this week's podcast is all about. I've got three very, I would say, concrete ideas, three things you must focus on as an entrepreneur to take your side hustle, your hobby, and turn it into a real business. I've got 4 examples today of actual people who took their side hustles, turned them into real businesses that are operating, functioning, kicking ass. Then I've also got a really cool example. I'm excited to share it. It's about my oldest son who's away at college and the way that he was took kind of his brain power, his knowledge, and created a side hustle that has put some money in his pocket. It may one day lead to another side hustle for him as an adult. It's certainly something he can turn into a real business and make real money with. So, look, I'm excited to share with you today. If you're going to take a side hustle and turn it into a business, there's 3 things that you got to really focus on. There's a difference between doing something and making money with it and actually making a business out of it. And it's not like these are groundbreaking, but they're important. They're the difference between making it and not making it. They're the difference between actually putting together a side hustle that works and that can be duplicatable and the ability to grow it into something real and not. Number one, and it's you would think it would be basic, but it's actually provide a service. Okay, actually provide something of value to the people on the other side. There's a lot of side hustles that, and I want you to think about this as I'm sharing these today. So what does that mean? Sometimes providing a service means I'm actually taking something off of somebody's hands that they want to get rid of and making it easy for them. You know, your garage sale pickers, your, anybody that is. There's a way you're providing service right there because somebody needs you to do something and you're doing it for them. All right. The second thing is you need to provide convenience. So the ability to be found easily, the ability to be able to do something easily, the ability to be able to take what is difficult for me and very time consuming and turn it into something that it's easy for me to be able to hire you to do. It makes it easy and convenient for me as a consumer. And then the third is you have to provide quality. No matter what it is you're doing, if you say you're going to do something, you're going to be on time, you're going to provide a service, you're going to be convenient, then it can't be the opposite for your clientele. It can't be the opposite for the other person. It can't be that I'm going to perform a service on a Monday, but hey, sorry about that, I'm going to get it Wednesday now. It can't be I'm going to provide something that's very convenient for you, but you have to jump through some hoops in order for me to finish up that service. You have to think through what it is your side hustle is, and if it meets, a service, if it's convenient and it's high quality, you have the ingredients to turn it into a very, very good, sustainable business. Now, the last thing, and y'all heard about me talk about this on the very first podcast we ever started with, you have to know what business you're in. And I don't mean like today, I'm going to talk about a photographer. I'm going to talk about a t-shirt company, a person who took a garage sale, turned it into an actual brick and mortar and including a website. I'm going to talk about a lawn care business, and I'm going to talk about this side hustle. All of them are focused on customer service. That's the business that they're in. They understood inherently that it wasn't just having a service, being convenient, and having quality, but they had to focus on the experience of the person they were providing, their business to, their goods to. So look, I'm going to share these stories. I'm super excited about it. If you're listening and some of these make sense to you, you might find yourself and say, hey, that's my story. Like I can do that. I'm interested in this. We've got a young lady that joined our company just this year and super motivated, very, look, the funny thing is she's also super inspirational in here because go-getter, driven, ready to make things happen. And, I find out that even though she works here for us, she has her own, what would have been a hobby that she ended up turning into an actual business, something that she can do even outside of here. We would call that a side hustle, but it's a functioning business of hers. It started off with photography. She's interested in taking pictures. She's interested in taking pictures of people, taking pictures of landscapes, taking pictures of things that she finds cool, and then finds out, hey, I'm really actually good at this. This is something that I enjoy. And because she's outgoing, effervescent, able to get out there and make things happen, she begins to market herself as, I'm going to take pictures for weddings. I'm going to add a service. I'm going to make it convenient for people to be able to find me. I'm going to, price it accordingly where she feels valued for what she's providing. But the consumer says, hey, this is actually a really good service at a great price for the quality that she's delivering. And she's taken what was just this, her hobby and turned it into a business where in the fall, she's booked for almost every single weekend taking pictures at weddings. And I'm sure with her business acumen and her drive that if she wants this to be an even bigger company at some point in the future, she'll make it happen. And for anybody watching right now saying, wait a second, she works for us. She's one of our team members. But don't think for a minute that we're sitting here talking all this entrepreneur stuff and not meaning it. Because if somebody that works for us has the desire and the drive and wants to get out there and start their own thing and leave our company, do you know who's going to be her biggest supporter? It's going to be us. Now, I can't provide business to her because I'm already married. All right. But I can certainly provide encouragement. I can provide possibly resources and certainly drive other people to say, this is a high quality person that you want to pay attention to and listen to. And what's amazing about this particular hobby and side hustle is I can count 4 or 5 different people within my very close circle, from, fraternity brothers to other acquaintances to neighbors to now somebody that is on my team, who have all taken these exact same steps. They've taken something that they really, really enjoy, and it's photography, and turned it into a photography business. Some focus on taking pictures, for holidays and, family pictures. Others focus on special events such as races and birthday parties and that kind of stuff. Some focus strictly on weddings, but they all have taken a passion and something that they're really good at, coupled it with their ability to provide service, be convenient for those people that are buying, and then turn it into a real business. So that's number one. The second one is, and this is something that anybody out there can do at any time. It's the garage sale, to the flea market, to the website, to the brick and mortar business. I've got a brother-in-law who I have I got a great deal of respect for him, because I know that he has figured out how to go and find things that people are selling in garage sales on the side of the road, hidden in their barn, back in the back of the garage, and buy these things that somebody else needs to get rid of. He's willing to go and pick them up from them. That is a very convenience-oriented service. He says, I will go and pick these up from you because they're in your way. They're just junk. They're trash, or things you got to get rid of. But he can see in his eye that actually is something I can turn into money. And it doesn't matter to him what it is. He can quickly do the research on it. He jumps online. He kind of understands what the value of something may be. To the person he's buying from, it has no value. The value he provides is, come get this out of my way. Then he takes those items and he puts them online on a website and sells them. Handles all the convenience of shipping, has the setup to be able to collect money, credit cards and direct payments. And, there's so many different ways to collect payment today, that he actually took what was a hobby, something on the side that he liked going and looking at yard sales, garage sales, estate sales, and started picking items up that he knew had greater value than the value they were providing to the person that he was buying it from. So he married his value and convenience and figured out a way to turn that into a real business where at many times that has provided an outstanding income for him and his family. Now, he's also a restaurant entrepreneur, so I want to make sure I don't sell that guy short, because he's got a bunch of stuff he's doing. He owns 2 restaurants and he's killing it. He's out there making his dream happen, working for himself, and figuring out every little way that he has to build businesses to provide. Incredible story. I got a cousin who started off in the lawn care business back at the age of, I think, 17. My grandfather was my dad's dad. Kent Sr.'s dad was his mentor, okay? And helped him get started, mentored him, spent a lot of time with him. My grandfather was the original entrepreneur out there in our family. And so my cousin has since built what was a little lawn care business into a massive landscaping business with hundreds, at times, employees. Team members are on his team. He has even grown into providing, like doing signage. So now he will install signs at businesses. So he'll install scoreboards at schools. So he's taken what was this, way to make money when he's a teenager, and I'm going to be cutting lawns. And then he grew it into, I'm trying to take care of bigger businesses. He grew it into, now I'm doing, apartment complexes. He grew it into, let me install your landscaping for you. He grew it into bidding on contracts offered by the states and cities for roadside, keeping roadsides clean. He took what he was really good at, which was, if I tell you I'm going to do it on Monday, I'm going to do it on Monday. If I tell you I'm going to charge you X price, the price is going to be X, and there's only one way to do it. Everybody knows this already. All right, the right way is the only way. If you don't do it right, you do it again. And he implemented that belief into his business. And so he provides not only the fact that he's convenient and he is going to be there when he says he's going to be there, but he does a damn good job at it too. So that's the third example. I've got a fourth one and then I'm going to get to my son, guys. The fourth one, a friend of mine, a guy named Sean Whalen out in Utah. He started a group called Lions Not Sheep. All right, talking to men, telling us, trying to work with men on kind of making sure we stand tall, making sure that we take accountability for what we're doing, making sure that we learn to grow and drive and be the best versions of ourselves we can be. Along the way, he started some t-shirts, and he started selling t-shirts. He's got, very basic, very simple. It's a black shirt with a white logo on it. It's fantastic. I mean, nothing big. He tells a story about how, his family, they're making these t-shirts at one point in the house, and he's looking up saying, wait a second, I've got something that's real. I've got something that is a real brand that people are following, that people want more of. And so he went to work and surrounded himself with the right people and began to develop hats, shirts, men's, women's, different logos on the brands, different sayings that he was known for that he had built through his group. Looks up one day and has a full-on Lions Not Sheep website store that has dozens of items. He releases new items, and when he releases an item, he's got limited number of pieces, and they sell out, within minutes. He took what was a t-shirt business on the side, selling some t-shirts to people in his group, and turned it into an apparel company that is a monster today. That is absolutely taking over. And he did it all because, he had an idea. He knew that he had a value. He knew he had a brand. He knew he had something that people wanted. And then he made it convenient and easy for them to get it. And he didn't stop with, I'm going to just make a couple of t-shirts and a couple of hats. He started thinking much bigger and providing more pieces of apparel and more examples and more opportunities, more, variation for people to be able to buy. Again, he hit all of those pieces. It was something that people wanted. He was able to provide high quality, and his customer service is fantastic. Branding is great. Everything's on point. The fifth one, and this is my son, and this is for anybody that's in college or has a kid in college. This is the last one. So my son, he goes to school, and he goes out to Arizona State, and they've got these things. I think they're called roadies. It's a bike. It's like a single gear bike. And everybody likes these roadies. Everybody rides them around campus. They're easy to get to and from the dorms, and the class is very easy, especially on a big urban campus like Arizona State. And he figures out pretty quickly what the value of these things are. He's online. He's looking to buy one because he wants one. And he figures out pretty quickly that this is what they sell for. But then he goes out and he starts looking for how I can buy one. And he starts paying real close attention to when and where they're coming up. And what he figured out was that a lot of times when a junior or a senior, or maybe even somebody that's just moving out, going somewhere else, moving back home, they've got these roadies that they can't take home with them. They got to get rid of. They got to get rid of them quick. What he began to do was he began to buy these roadies from people that had to move and they had to go. Like, I'm packing my stuff up. I need to get rid of this thing. If you can come pick it up, I'll sell it to you for $75. Cool. He knows that the market is between $200 and $300 for a good roadie. So if he can pick it up at $75, and at one point he went and picked up two from a couple of roommates. They both were selling them for $75. So he picks up two roadies for $150 and sells the two roadies for $400. And he had them for less than 24 hours. But what he did was he knew what somebody wanted. He knew what the value of something was. And then he began to search for how he could provide a convenient service. I'll be the guy that'll come pick up your roadies when you're done with them, when you're ready to get rid of them. You don't have to worry about it. I can Venmo you. I can come pick it up in my truck. It's super simple. He figured out a way to take something that everybody wanted, but they, again, going back to an earlier podcast I've given, everybody wanted it when? They wanted it right now. Like, there's no wait involved when people want something. And so he figured out, somebody wants me to come pick it up now, I'm going to drive the price down. Somebody wants me to deliver it to them now, I'm going to drive the price up. I'm going to be the guy that's willing to go do the work to pick it up and then relist it and bring it back over here and sell it to somebody else. He turned it into a way to put some extra money into his pocket. Then he turns around, he goes to flight school. And when he's at flight school, he's figured out a way to, again, know what value is and know what people are willing to pay for it. And now he's done the same thing with motorcycles. He's figured out how to go and find motorcycles that are below market value, pick them up with the convenience factor of, I'll come get it right now from you so that you can sell it today, this minute, and don't have to worry about it. I'll Venmo you the money so the money is good. But then I will take that motorcycle and I will go and market it to somebody that, because I can be patient. I now have got it, below market value. I'll go put it at full market value and be patient for the person that really wants the motorcycle to come and buy it from me. He's done it now a couple of times. He's, for lack of a better way to put it, he's flipping motorcycles. Will he do it with cars? Maybe. Will he do it with houses? Maybe. I mean, essentially he's just wholesaling, but he's figured out a way to determine what market value is and what people want, and how can I go find it at below market value by providing a service and being convenient. And for him, he's figured out a way to take a side hustle or a hobby and turn it into a side hustle. Will he turn it into a business? I don't know. Maybe not. But he's providing income for himself. And that income he can then take, and we've already had this discussion, and turn it into passive income. How can I take my side hustle, generate enough income to make a down payment on a home that then I can lease out to somebody else that pays my note off for me, that provides income to me, and now I'm building real wealth over here because my side hustle is giving me the cash to do it. This is, again, if you want to know what today's episode is all about at the end, it's all about keep your eyes open. Pay attention to what you love doing. You can turn any hobby into a side hustle, any side hustle into a real business. I've given you 4 concrete examples of how people have done it for different industries, for different businesses that are going on out there. They're all customer service businesses. And then, of course, my son, who, I love when he calls me up and says, guess what? I made some money. I did it again. I bought here. I sold there. He went and rented a dadgum U-Haul. All right. So that he had enough room to be able to put a motorcycle at one point in, because it wouldn't fit in his truck. He didn't have a trailer. He went and rented a U-Haul to get to a house within an hour, because that was the convenience factor he provided that drove the price down to that seller on the other side. So don't cut yourself short, guys. There's 4 concrete ways to turn a side hustle into a real business. 3 key tips to make sure that you follow to be successful. All right. Until then, guys, until next time when we come back together for another episode of The Grind, remember, commit to the grind. We'll see you.